Written interviews and commentaries are for entertainment only. The views and opinions expressed therein are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Sheranian Communications, KHQN, or Utah Valley Live.
Afternoon, not Monday morning. This is all new. We have a whole new programming going on, new time. I'm ready to go home. And I've just started to work. If you are watching on UtahValleyLive.com or on 1480, you're going to catch us now from 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and 6 to 7, right through your drive time, which I think that's kind of fun.
I think it's great.
A lot of new people. I just ran down a hall. I'm still trying to get my breath. Just not awake yet or gone to sleep or the day's gone, but somebody suddenly said, "You're on the air in 3 minutes." So here I am. Now, my guest, and you've met him before, is Roger Strong. He is the owner of this great little newspaper that's just taken the whole county by storm, Tidbits. And it's just it's full of little bits. Little tidbits, and it's full of ads, and it has good stories. So we're going to talk about that for a half hour, and then I have a chiropractor coming on at the bottom of the hour. We're going to talk about food and how that affects your body, and how that ties in with some of the problems that we wind up calling maybe things that they really aren't, but it's because of what we've eaten or how we've eaten. Or we overate.
Yeah,
or
I'm good at that.
Or all of the above. I like being on the air with you. It makes me look tiny. What are you, 6'6"? And
about 6'5", yeah.
About 6'5", and way more than 200 pounds, probably.
Enough more. My whole family is big. We say in our family, you know what we call XL, child size. So,
child size is XL.
Yeah, child size is 1XL. So
that's pretty good.
Good size family.
If we ever talked about your family, I don't think we have. Tell me about your family. Where do they hail from?
I have just a wonderful family. First of all, my beautiful wife. We've been married just coming up on 30 years this next year.
Congratulations.
So we're very excited about that. I have 4 children from a previous marriage, and Pam and I have a boy. This last week we got to enjoy grandparent heaven. We had our 2 grandsons from Colorado come out and spend 10 days with us. So, and then
they wear you out, but they're such fun.
Oh yeah, the 3 days after they left was we didn't even get out of our pajamas. We were wasted.
You know, I'm in a neighborhood, and as you know, in Utah Valley. They say, everybody says we're not keeping count, but everybody actually keeps count constantly of how many children they have, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I have 3 or 4 neighbors that have over 50 grandchildren.
I know.
And then if you add the great-grands, then they get up to about 80. And it's just a crazy thing, and they love having everybody come. It makes you feel good. The driveway's full of cars, and everybody's there, and it's wonderful, and they take turns cooking, and they go home, and nobody can move. Do not call my house for 1 week, they say. Well, I don't see my kids that often. When they come and ski and do other stuff, so they're not hanging out at the house all the time.
Yeah, but then that leaves the grandkids.
Actually, it's not grandkids now, it's great-grandkids. And of course, I had all my children when I was 12. That's how come I have great-grandchildren already. Well, all right. And so you came from this big, nice family.
Great family. So we've got.
They all live here? Were you raised here?
No, we wish they did. We got 5 kids. 3 of them are in St. George. One in Phoenix, and then one over in Castle Rock in Colorado.
Well, that's still shouting distance.
It's close enough we can do each one of them in a day, but you stay for a week and then return in a day later. So. And then, I'm only up to 8 grandkids, so we're still working on that.
Well, that's because you're a young baby. And I don't know, Ken took me on yesterday afternoon. He did a show and ran out of what to say, so he decided he'd talk about this old woman, which I haven't forgiven him yet. I'm going to get even with him. I just haven't figured out quite how to do it yet. All right, we're going to talk about tidbits and how you got into this, because you've told the story before, but it's a good story. And the other thing is that you might want to publish a tidbits in your own area.
Yes.
And you've got that right in your paper, and I hadn't seen it. It's probably been there, but I haven't seen it. Because I kept saying, I want to do this. I'm going to move to St. George so I can have a tidbits paper.
You know what? They beat us out. Because that was my intent, was to open a second paper
I
in
thought
St.
it was.
George.
Did they sell it?
They
Somebody
did.
got
They
it.
sold that area, and they sold it out of my paper. I mean, I was very excited that, I contributed to that. But
Wait a minute. Well, that's supposed to translate into commission. Wait.
That part they didn't tell me, that they had sold it. It was
And that they owe
after
you a
the
commission
fact,
because you're running it in your paper?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a note. Kent says, ran out of what to say. Never. It's true. He will never run out what to say. But I'm going to put a sign up that says, leave the old lady alone. Do not pick on her anymore. So,
my money be on you anyway.
good. Thank you very much. I'll take it. That's why you're here again. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this paper, because people that have just joined us at going around the dial in 1400 are on UtahValleyLive.com. Hey, by the way, I'm not going to talk that much about it, but Gurus behind us has just opened a new restaurant called Enlighten.
Yep.
And we just had lunch over there.
Did you like it?
Oh, I thought, if you're going to ruin your lunch, just go for it. I had the bacon avocado tomato sandwich on some delightful herbal kind of bread. I'll tell you, this sandwich it will feed 4. What did I say, 1,400? He said I said 1,400. I meant 1,480. I was on 1,400 a long time ago. I'm not there anymore. This is 1,480. Maybe I'm getting old.
No, it's just late in the afternoon.
It's late in the afternoon.
Yeah.
This is true. This is time to retire. What was I talking about?
Gurus.
Gurus.
What a fantastic place.
It
Gurus
was.
is.
We went over there and we had a nice lunch, and it was like, 2:30 or something, 3 o'clock, and the place was full.
Yep.
They're coming up with something coming up at the end of the month. They're going to have 1,000 kids in the streets. High school, college kids are going to be dancing out in the middle of the street. They're going to
Really?
block it off in front of their place.
Oh, that's
It's going to
great.
be a hoot.
Yeah.
So they'll get more information out about it, and we'll get an ad running on it and stuff like that. But they are moving people. This young man, Dean Judd, his folks had this little business, and they were kind of rocking along, and they asked him to come in and help, and he took over, and the rest is history.
Oh, and it's incredible. I took my wife there. It was a celebration after the grandkids went home when we were finally able to get vertical again. Where we went down and had lunch at Gurus, and it's my wife's new favorite place.
To me, it was very New York. If people shared tables, you don't do that anywhere. In New York, if you got a space, sit, and you don't care who's sitting there, and it doesn't bother you. But it doesn't happen too often here, but it does there, and it's friendly and it's fun, and the food is delicious.
Beautiful, sidewalk seating.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, you
great,
hardly see
great
anywhere.
fun, and then the sandwiches are like $6. They're gigantuan, big. I brought back a half a sandwich that I probably would be too much to eat for dinner. I mean, they have huge salads. I mean, you need a rabbit to finish up. It's just a lot of food, and it's excellent.
And the great thing is if somebody doesn't happen to sit down at the table with you, you can get tidbits there and read it, both
That's
at
right.
Gurus and at Enlighten.
I saw that. Yeah, they cut a hole in the wall, and you can just kind of walk back and forth and see people and talk. And all right, we're going to talk about this newspaper because it gets bigger. It's getting bigger. It's growing. Okay.
It's growing all the time.
So this little paper, you and your wife picked this up someplace when you were traveling, and it said, want to publish tidbits in your area?
That's exactly it. My wife and I were looking for a job. We had retired, but we couldn't stand being at home together constantly. So
Let's check that off. You want a 30-year marriage? Get a job.
Yeah, that's it. She was suggesting I needed a job, and we were sitting there, and we've seen tidbits before. We read it before. She was sitting there doing the crossword, and I was reading one of the articles in it, and I just one of those things. I turned and asked her. I said, "Have you ever seen this in Utah?" And she said, no, I don't think so.
Where were you, Colorado?
We were over in Colorado
Yeah,
at the time.
okay.
So I called him up that Wednesday. We finalized the deal on Friday, and on Monday morning we were back in Memphis at what they call Tidbits University, learning how to, all the ins and outs of
Running a newspaper.
a newspaper, because I certainly have no experience in that. And then we've been back, and it's been about a year and a half now that we've been doing the paper and been enjoying it.
Well, one of the nice things about a newspaper or radio, anything to do with media, you get acquainted with the people in your community.
You do.
And
It's
perhaps that's the
fantastic
most
for that.
fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the years at the Chamber of Commerce because you get to meet everybody sooner or later. If they're doing anything in business in the community, you bump into them.
Yeah.
And you make a new friend because you have common interests in your neighborhood and your business community. And I thought, well, Tidbits would be fun. The first time I saw this, I thought, this is a kick, because you have not only information that comes with the folks that own this thing back east. They give you, what shall I say, a plate to work with, and
Yes.
it comes with a lot of little fun things to do, like we're going to mention some of them. But what really supports the paper, so that we can have some of these interesting things, are the ads.
Absolutely.
And
The papers, we put them out free. They're in a lot of the restaurants. They're in doctors, lawyers' offices, laundromats, any place that has a waiting room. And they are free to the businesses. They're free to the people to pick them up and read them. They can leave them there for the next person, or they can take them with them. There's no charge for that. It's completely supported by the ads of our advertisers, and we're growing those all the time because we are getting excellent results from the advertising we're doing. And one of the things is whenever I go and talk to people, I tell them, you are just going to love this paper. This is the good news paper.
it is. It's really has no mayhem.
That's
no
right.
murder, no
I tell
mayhem.
them no death, no divorce, no destruction.
No.
And
It's true. It's really a fun
just
little
good news for
paper.
good people. And so we call it the Happy Paper for Happy Valley.
And it works. And then you've got things for everybody. There's a price in here for every person. If you own a book, if you own or you have an issue, or whatever it is that you want to let people know about, there is a price that will fit you.
There is, and there's things for everybody in here. We have some of the new advertisers we have. We have it's called Travel Z World. It is a travel agency, and they specialize in traveling Polynesia. The deals that they have are just unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah. Here's.
Travel Z World?
Yeah.
With a Z, as in Zorro?
As in Zorro.
Okay.
Yep. And they cover not just Hawaii, but they also cover Fiji. They cover
All the
Tahiti.
islands. Sounds like the islands.
So yeah, they really do everything down there. They're one of our new advertisers. We have some that have been in there for quite a while and are continuing with us because they get good results. Norma Jeans, you've eaten at Norma Jeans.
I have had them on the air. They brought food, and I broke all the social rules. I sat in front of you and ate right on the air. So, which I have done periodically now with every restaurant. We're within our location in downtown Provo, over the Allen Camera Shop for Sheranian Broadcasting, where we're sitting right now. We're within 22 restaurants. We can walk.
Oh yeah,
22
and they're
restaurants
opening
downtown.
more all the time.
All the
So
time they're
it's
opening
fantastic.
up, and New Skin is progressing with their building over there, and the lower floor is going to be all commercial. We have new people moving in that, I don't think there's really a space that's been worked over. A lot of places need to be redone.
Sure.
And brought up to code and stuff, but as they are changing some of them, bringing them up, new businesses are coming in. We have entrepreneurs like no other city in town. And then yesterday, there was a little item that Kent read, and it was about that we're voted one of the number one cities to accommodate older folks who are living longer.
There were two articles. That was
Yeah.
one of them. It says one of the best cities to grow old in.
Yep, absolutely.
And at the same time, it said
I wouldn't know that.
We are
You would.
we are the youngest city in America.
It's true.
And
It's a
what
great
a
mix.
great combination.
It's a great
Yeah,
mix. It
yeah.
really is. In my neighborhood, we've got very solid citizens, and they lived there pretty much from birth to death, and then their children or grandchildren have moved into the basements to help take care of, and then they own the house.
right.
And then they rent out to students and so forth. If they own the home, they can do that. And so we have a beautiful, wonderful primary now. When I moved in 30 years ago, I think there were 6 kids in the primary, and there are like 150 kids in primary. And
Wow.
we have a great young adult group. Boys and girls get a chance to not just go to school together, but sit in church together and get acquainted with each other. And at one point, we had all kinds of sterling scholars coming out of these schools because these kids, they feel comfortable, they feel safe. This is a safe community.
It is.
It
It's a
really is
great
a safe community. Our divorce rate is about what it is nationally here, but you have a lot of people that counsel and mentor and work with kids and try and help them. They're not thrown out on the streets when the
Right.
family,
A lot
if
of
the family
support for
falls
everybody,
apart.
yeah.
So a lot of support going on. And I have enjoyed being with the Chamber and other associations that are here that help people get together for networking. I love networking. Can you tell? I love networking. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these. In fact, you tell some of these things because I think your Moments in Time is one that I like to always read. I look for the top 10
Yep.
list. So you do some of these because
Well, we have, just as an example of the kinds of things we have our top 10 list says least liked boy baby names. We have, the 10th one is Bruce, the 9th one is Harry, 8th one is Jerry, 7th one is Frank, and here's a name I didn't know, Lachlan. I've never met a Lachlan, and I can't understand this one. The 5th least liked boy baby name is Roger. Now, my family sincerely argues with that one, but we have Arthur.
well, we wouldn't fight with you about this. But you're big enough to defend your name, kiddo.
That's right. We have Arthur, Walter, Larry, and the number 1 least liked boy baby name is Alfie. And it changes every week. It's not the same top 10 list, but there's a top 10 list in every week. And it's just people tell me that they really enjoy it because of the little articles that are in here. They look forward to it, and if I'm ever late on delivery, my phone starts ringing.
They let you
It
know
says,
it.
"Where's my
I've
tidbits?"
done that. Where's the paper? Where are you? What's holding you up? They also have some crossword puzzles,
Mm-hmm.
which apparently are pretty good because people wait for the paper so they can work the crossword puzzle.
Yep.
Then you have heart bits. Want to talk about
Health
that?
bits.
Excuse me, health bit. I'm
Health
thinking
bits.
of the heart.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. Health Bits is a double column article that's in it every week, and what it does is it just has some of that interesting information that you may not hear about, but it helps you, and it's written in just simple language. You don't have to dig through a bunch of medical terminology to understand.
Okay, the
this one
topic of
says
this-
Little League elbow is an overuse injury, and so they're talking, what it does is it actually comes in and says they have, through studies, and found out by treating the kids at various ages what the amount of pitching is that they should do. And so
Or
it
not
gives you
do.
some, should
Or
not
not
what
do
the
it.
maximum is that
Yeah,
they should
it
do.
should be able to do.
And so you want your kids to grow up and do well in sports, but you don't want them, wearing out their elbows, wearing out their shoulders before they ever get out of high school. And so this helps you by giving you some guidelines that you can go and talk to the coach about. Say, hey, how many
I think
pitches
it's
is
great.
my boy doing?
Yep, you're covering a lot of stuff. And then there's some cartoons, if you're into cartoons. And then there's a whole thing on pets.
That's another one of our very popular
that is
sections
very,
called
very
Pet
popular.
Bits, and it's got things in there each week. Sometimes it's about cats and dogs, but sometimes we'll even cover other animals.
Here's one I wouldn't have thought of in a gazillion years, at least.
Me either.
Lavender may calm hyperactive dogs.
Yep. How about that?
So you go to your health food store, you buy a little lavender,
Yep.
rub it where? On the nose, in the mouth, in the food? I haven't read the article.
I think what they do is
But I think it's a great idea, particularly if you have
it's-
a puppy.
it's just having it in the room, the fragrance from it
will
actually
calm
calms
them
down the hyperactive.
Well, that's easy enough to
Dogs,
do.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this came Monday, and we've had a lot of changes since Monday, so I'm going to get serious and read. Do the kid bits. I think that's a great.
The kid bits, One of the nice things about this paper is that it doesn't appeal to just one age group. It covers everything. We've got the health bits, the moments in time, which will appeal to some of our older readers. We have the cartoons, which appeal to all age groups. We have one section that's called Kid Bits. It has a maze, it has some word games, it has a series of puzzles, it has a magic trick. That's what's in this particular one, and gives the kids something to do whenever I'm out and I see a kid waiting, mom's doing laundry and sitting there bored to death. I hand them a paper and a pen and say, here you go, and I always get good feedback on the
What is this one? Pick a partner.
This one is a matching game that they're doing for the kids. There's a box for this and a box for that listed below. Here's a companion list of box-related partners. How quickly can you match lists? So they give you Sandbox, and you look up and down the other list, and I think you end up finding
a little brain twister.
A toddler. Would play in the sandbox, So, but
so
every single word has box in it: soap box, jury box, flower box, ballot box.
Oh, that's fun.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
And then again, the ads, and I just want to do a high five out there. You pick out a couple. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back in just a minute, and then pick out a couple of these ads that you want to share with people
You bet.
about what they're doing. Give the company a little high five there. This is Pat Sheranian. My guest is Roger Strong. He is the owner of Tidbits, which is the up-and-coming little newspaper to have in your hand. We'll be right back.
Roger Strong. I'm here to tell you about Tidbits of Utah County. No death, divorce, devastation, or destruction. Just good news for good people. You'll find us everywhere in Utah Valley. In doctors' offices, restaurants, mechanic shops, anywhere that people wait. We have over 35 features of fun, family-friendly entertainment. To find a paper or to advertise, call Roger at 801-616-6288. Again, that's Roger at 801-616-6288. Or Tidbits of Utah County, the happy paper for Happy Valley.
Are you looking to create another revenue stream in 2012? Are you willing to put out the effort, generate some cash flow? Pat Sheranian is seeking 10 motivated individuals to join her Kyani team as independent distributors. Earn as much as you are willing to work for selling Kyani Sunrise, Sunset, Nitro FX, and Nitro Extreme. These great products are helping thousands of people enjoy better health and an improved financial situation. The most successful Kyani independent distributors started by trying the Kyani products, just as you can, virtually risk-free, as Kyani offers a 30-day money-back satisfaction guarantee. Try them and don't like them, and you'll get your money back, less the shipping costs. So many people today are challenged by obesity and diabetes, or don't have enough money for their needs, and they aren't doing anything about it. Don't be one of them. Call Pat Sheranian at 801-362-9552 to find out more about Kyani and what it can do for your health and for your wealth. That's 801-362-9552.
Okay, we're back. This is Pat Sheranian with my guest, Roger Strong, and we were just getting ready to talk about some of the companies that give him a high five, and he's actually done that in the newspaper, right, the bottom banner across the page. And I know that one of them that he's pointed out is Nemo's Aquarium and Pets, and I've tried to reach them since Monday, and they're so busy they can't answer the phone. That's good business. And then I also had Heather at Edible Arrangements. She came on the air with me earlier this year and brought one of the arrangements. In fact, she brought a lot of arrangements in, but she left one here. And if you like covered strawberries and yummy chocolate and all kinds of pineapple covered and whatever, she left the most edible, delightful bouquet that you could possibly think to put together. And her prices are so reasonable. And they deliver all over the place. As far as I know, they go all over Utah County.
They do all over Utah County. They are located on 2255 North University Parkway.
It's where the old Albertsons used to be,
Yes.
if you're here local,
Yeah.
in the Provo, Utah Valley area.
And you go on in there, and I got to be a hero with my grandkids. They were helping me deliver, and so we went on in there to deliver the paper.
And they each got
and they
something.
each got a free sample. So you go in, you get a free sample, you take the tidbits with you get $4 off of your bouquet.
That's right.
And right now they're having a special on what they're calling their coconut cabana. So a lot of
so
coconut
good.
related items, tropical related items, and it's just fantastic.
Where is her ad? Is her ad
It's-
in
they're
up at
on the front
top?
page
Yeah,
here.
there, right there.
Yeah, we have a coupon inside the paper in what we call our treasure hunt, and she's also located on the front page of the paper. So
Okay, so 2255 North University, it's across the area from Shopko. It's in that mall across from Shopko, and I'm going to give her phone number out, 801-477-1990, is that right?
that's it.
Give her a call, and $4 off of any order over $24. Well, that sounds like a lot, but I want to tell you, you get a lot of fruit in this
You
thing.
do. You get an amazing amount of
And
fruit.
it's so good, and everything is fresh every day. I don't know what Kent just flashed on screen here. What'd you just put up, Kent? It came and went very rapidly. But anyway, this is good. So high five to these folks at Edibles.
That's Heather at Edible Arrangements. We also have right down here in downtown Provo, the Provo Car Doctor. And one of the things, with
They've been
with
around for a while.
everything,
They are really
have been
good.
around for a long time. Nate has owned it for about 9 years now, and is just doing a fantastic job. In fact, and one of the things that he's known for is being able to take care of, the ladies will come in and bring their car in, and he talks to them. He doesn't try and intimidate them. What he says is, we recommend you decide, and he will do whatever he can to make sure that the car is running right and safe.
And he'll work with money. When he
And he
tells us
will
what
do a
he
little
can
bit now,
and-
do a
yeah,
little bit later,
later.
and he works on that. So one of the things that I think is an incredible testimony is if you drive up and down the street, and I saw this just 2 days ago, there's one of the journeyman mechanics for one of the competitors is standing in on the street holding a sign going Bay Open. The mechanics are trying to bring people in so that they've got work to do. And at Nate, you have to be a little bit patient because he's so popular that he was up to 2 weeks. He's now worked that down, and he's about a week out. So you want to call him and
called him to come
schedule
on the
it.
air with me. Mm-hmm. And it was going to be next year.
Yeah.
We could have all been dead and gone by the time. He said, I don't have any time till next year. And I thought, he's a busy man. His number is 801-373-2800. 373-2800. And you about have to make an appointment to get in to see him.
You have to look for him a little bit. He's on 4th West and 1st North. The address is 151 North, 300 West. And so it's not on the main drives, but pick up tidbits. The address will be there, the phone number will be there, and go on in and make an appointment and have him take care of your car. You'll have a mechanic for life once you've met Nate.
I'm going to give a high five to David Miller out at Blue Rock. I went to see him about one thing and wound up becoming a patient. And not that I needed anything except a blood test, but we were sitting and talking, and he said, how long has it been since, because I'm not diabetic, because of Kyani, I'm no longer diabetic. So I go in just periodically to get checked, and wound up working with these guys at Blue Rock Medical. It's the new facility on University Avenue.
Yes.
And
yeah.
right out, it's near Jamestown, right before you get to Jamestown.
Yeah, it's 3152 North University Avenue. It's the big new imaging center that's there on the
Right.
east side of the road. You just walk in the door and the
door
offices
and
are
they'll
right there.
help you. Yeah,
Yep.
they're very good, so high five to them.
And,
We're running out of time.
well, let me just mention one real quick.
Okay.
Nemo's down in Spanish Fork. For all of your fish and pet needs, pick up tidbits. You'll get the address and number. They'll take care of you there.
Great. Thank you so much, Roger, for being here today. Always
Thank
appreciate
you. I love
appreciate your
being
paper.
here.
Good, thank you. Hey, I'm going to take another break, and we'll be back with a guest. He is a chiropractor, but he is much more. So we're going to be talking about that. We'll be right back.